my name is Hannah Hill, and I'm going to do an informative speech about air pollution for my Communications 101 class with Professor Holland. So what exactly is air pollution? Air pollution is defined as the presence of chemicals and compounds in the air, which is not usually present, and that is usually really unhealthy for us. And of course, like, we can see it out if we're driving around. The air pollution is, like, it's not clear, obviously, when we're looking around. And then, so it's a global issue. Air pollution is not something that's local. Everyone experiences it, some people more than others. Of course, when you're in like a more dense city, you're gonna have more air pollution because of the cars in there. You have factories, and that causes a lot more air pollution as well. And then it's a serious issue because of the health effects that affect us, and it affects the food that we eat. It affects our animals. The air pollution, when we breathe it in the summertime, it's worse because of the heat that comes down. And so when the heat comes, then the air pollution particles actually create more air pollution, unfortunately. So that's why it's advised more in the summertime to stay inside. The health of us and the food all depends on the air pollution. Air pollution, they also causes acid rain, and then that affects our food supply, and then of course that affects what we eat and what we ingest in our system. It's not a recent issue, which when I born, there was always fog and smog and everything like that. It's been dated back to the 18th century when the Industrial Revolution. This is a picture of how much smog was produced from the Industrial Revolution. And that was actually one of the first records that that wrote down that acid rain was effective, was back in the Industrial Revolution. So that was most of what was produced from all these factories.
That sounds scary. I know, that scares me.
So, and like, what actually causes air pollution? You have cars. No, no. But the cars we drive, everyone here, most drives a car. That's how we got here. That's how I got here. Driving that car produced the smog, and of course that creates the air pollution, and that creates global warming. So it's a domino effect, one after another.
Climate change.
Exactly, yeah. So air pollution is one of like the biggest climate change, but that's another issue. We won't get into that. But also, a lot of people don't know that natural disasters actually cause a lot of air pollution as well. Fires from California affected the Las Vegas area a lot. Here in Las Vegas, it was really hard for us to see and breathe. Asthma was affected. We have the older people that were affected as well. But a lot of people don't know that volcanic ashes, you have acid rain, everything like that. Yeah, all those cause the air pollution. So, and then what air pollution affects is the way that we breathe, our health. Actually, one of the air pollution, it causes more deaths than malaria and tuberculosis, which is like really scary to think about. So, and it affects what we eat, our animals. Everybody loves our animals, they're our family, and then of course it affects us, the way that we breathe. And then why is this air pollution a thing? It's because it's man-made. A lot of what we produce is why so many air pollutions and so many air pollutants, carbon dioxide, sulfur, is all produced in the air by what we make. And sometimes, like, I guess when we even go camping and we light a fire out when we're doing camping, that's creating air pollution. Of course, it's not as devastating as this picture. This was from the California wildfires, but that's not going to be as devastating as a little campfire, but of course that produces a lot too. But Mother Nature, like I said before, that's going to cause a lot too with the fires, the volcanoes, wind, dust gets in the Las Vegas Valley. Heat is another big thing too, and of course we can't control that, unfortunately. But how to solve it, that's where we can step in, and our government, and the way, so policies should be in place to measure how each state produces each pollutants.
Air pollution.
Yeah. How each state produces each air pollution, and then a policy should be in place to fix how each state can fit each air pollution. And then, but on the other side of it is that a climate researcher from Cornell University was saying how air stacks, how they're trying to clean the air, have actually produced more air pollutants. So that's another thing too, is that we need to be careful in the way that we are trying to solve this issue. And then on the conclusion,